Hi YouTube. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for all your support, subscriptions, friends requests, and messages with questions. Well, I need a secretary because I get so much, I can't handle all of it. Well, I'm happy I do, and that inspires me to keep on doing what I'm doing. And also want to say thank you to Freedom Link for having me on board, and I would love to get on board again if you need me. But yesterday we talked about the Corexit and the dangers of it. So I'm gonna read something for you here, just to give you an idea of what we are actually dealing with. I'm not talking about you're gonna drop like flies on the street here in a couple of days, but I am talking about something in this petroleum product which Corexit is. And it does not matter which type of Corexit they say they use, it's still petroleum based. So I'm gonna read the health hazards about this. Okay, research on health disorders resulting from petroleum based chemicals used in consumer products and job environments are available from the links below. This I have from chemtox.com. Petroleum based chemicals are being found to cause significant attritional effects on the nervous system and immune system after prolonged exposure. Illness and identified in the medical research include adult and child cancers, numerous of neurological disorders, immune system weakening, autoimmune disorders, asthma, allergies, infertility, miscarriage, and child behavior disorder, including learning disabilities, mental retardation, hyperactivity, and ADD, attention deficit disorder. Petroleum-based chemicals are believed to cause these problems by a variety of routes, including impairing proper DNA gene expression, weakening DNA repair, accelerating gene loss, degenerating of the body's detoxification defenses like liver and kidneys, as well as the gradual weakening of the brain primary defense, the blood-brain barrier. Identifying a specific chemical as the original cause of these health disorders is difficult and often overlooked, as it typically requires years of exposure for the body inherent defenses to weaken sufficiently to result in observable health problems. Also, many petroleum chemicals work in tandem to combine their harmful effect, making specific identification even more difficult. However, once a chemically induced illness presents itself, a decline in health status appears to continue rapidly along as the exposure continues. Of significant concern, while petroleum-based chemicals are required by the US government, the EPA, to be tested for a variety of health effects, they are currently not required to be tested for causing subtle neurological damage, memory, personality, behavior, etc., effects upon the developing brain during pregnancy, immune system effects, autoimmunity, and effects upon the brain's primary defense to the blood-brain barrier. The majority of information at ChemTox has been attained from the research of the University of Florida and University of South Florida medical libraries. So we are being exposed to petroleum products in our daily lives, and as this says here, it will give problems, and we do have health problems. But the problem here now, right now, is this use of Corexit in those quantities they are using in it, and its free-flowing fumes which is being administered from the seafloor in the entire water column, killing everything which it touches. It comes to the surface, of course, because it's lighter than water, and it will lie there in the nice hot Mexican sun, right? And the winds are prevailing south. So you're running around in fumes, and you might already be used to having that smell of petroleum, so you don't notice it anymore. So what I just read for you, and now you're getting it in huge quantities, and you're getting it in free form, not in plastics or in any other products. No, you're getting it directly. It is like taking a needle and shoot it in your vein. That is what this is. And that's why sorry, AC Griffith and I yesterday and the former show, we said you need to leave the golf. It does not help you to wait to the 11th hour. You are already exposed to something which will break you down. So I don't know what your decision is going to be. My advice is you leave, and you leave now. The sooner the better. The less exposure you get to this stuff, the better. And you can expect there will be a lot of stillborn babies because of this, and there will definitely be birth defects, because we already learned here in this that the impairing proper DNA gene expression is weakening, and DNA repair accelerates gene loss. So it's already there in our development as becoming adult. We are already losing. So that's why we say it's so paramount that you listen, and don't take this as some kind of a fearmonger, because this is not fearmonger. You are exposed to it 24/7. It creeps through your windows too. You're not in sanctuary because you are in your homes. That is a misbelief. And imagine you're driving in your car. You're sucking air in from the outside while you're driving. It's going through the coolant system because it's so hot down there. But you are actually accumulating inside your vehicle these fumes, and then you get more exposed than you would be in the free air, if you get my point. You're actually sticking your head into a petroleum gas chamber by sitting in your cars. So this is actually some very, very dangerous stuff they are dealing with. And they're spraying millions of gallons of it right outside your beaches. So I don't know what you're going to do. This is just not fear-mongering. This is scary, scary reality. It will have an effect of you. And the results of this exposure, it will show soon. And then it's too late. And as the video I uploaded from the scientist who talked about how the cells are bonding to each other through fat. Petroleum is fat dissolvent. It is a solvent, and it will destroy the fat bindings in your cells and make you basically bleed to death from inside in the long run of this. So you can call that fear-mongering. That's your choice, but this is reality. And we also talked about, or I have been talking about that, about this volcano, which is this. They drilled into the mantle 30,000 feet down, straight in. So what is coming from that, through the layers and as gases lying in the 500 feet altitude, that is usually water coming up, and it's carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, which is acid rain when it comes to the temperature, hydrogen sulfide, nitrogen, argon, helium, neon, methane, carbon monoxide, and hydrogen. Other compounds detected in volcanic gases: oxygen, meteoric, I don't know what that means, but something not good, I think. Hydrogen chloride, hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen bromide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur hexafluoride, carbonyl sulfide, and organic compounds. Exotic traces compounds include methyl, mercury, halocarbons, and CFCs, and halogen oxide radicals. So now all this stuff is pumping from this volcano alongside with this drill pipe into the crust itself and is seeping towards the Midwest and the Gulf Coast, because of the layers there are not comprised of granite. They will travel freely, of course with a little resistance, but they will reach their goal, and that will also be a serious health danger running around in that. All these gases I just mentioned for you will kill you in a few moments. That is how toxic this is. So you have petroleum, and you soon have all these volcanic gases coming your way. So maybe you should listen and not take this as fear-mongering. This is a warning. This is serious. That's all. God bless you.